Just put my Cigcola hat on here. So I'm going to try something new today. I don't want to get into, how long I've been doing this and what it means. For anyone who's brand new to this, this is my brand, my agency, my entire life's work. It's called Cigcola Inc. And that's what I do. I just capture the world the way I see it and produce content the way I want it to be seen, and also some of what I want to see in the world as well. So I get a lot of questions about it sometimes. I don't want to get too deep into it, but today we're going to go through this publication of mine. It's called I'll Find You and I'll Kill You, Vol.III. And what I just wanted to do was go through it page by page and talk about what's inside it. Some of the photos in there, I think there's some interesting things that are missed because, you look through things very quickly or you look at it digitally. It's different when it's physical. And maybe some people get inspired by it. Maybe some people want to print some of their own stuff, which you should do. Always create, always make stuff. But let's go through it. Let's just go through this today and let's talk about it. So this is the cover. I took this cover in Bangkok, Thailand. I really, really, really like this photo. It's a real photo. This isn't AI. I don't make these. I don't usually edit photos, but in this one, I edited the nails. I put colors in the nails, and I put my own little, stripes in them, just because I wanted something on the cover to look really, really eclectic and different. So this was really fun to do, and it made the cover. I write it in Japanese. I use some Japanese characters sometimes. I just like the calligraphy of it. And this is Vol.III. There is Vol. 1, 2, and a 4. www.Cigcola.com. That's where you can find everything. Cigcola.com. I hope you can see that. I'll get a better streaming setup one day, but for now, this is where we're going to be. So let's open it up. The first page, just my disclaimer: all images in this publication have been produced in-house by Cigcola Inc. and are available for use upon request. Contact drink@Cigcola.com. That's my email. Anyone who wants to get in touch with me, that's where you find me. And it's me. I'm a micro agency. I handle all incoming calls, outgoing calls. I just do everything myself. And this is the logo. This has been my logo for over 18 years. And there's a great story to this logo, but we're not going to get into that today. We're just going to go through this publication. So I'll Find You and I'll Kill You, Vol.III. The third part in the series, I'll Find You and I'll Kill You, Vol.III, is a collection of images that feature suggestive themes, authoritative measures, luxury, danger, and violence. Shot around multiple cities from across the world, an endless endeavor in capturing subculture via independent rogue journalism. Cigcola Inc. And that's what I do. And it's a great photo here. I took this on Granville Street in Vancouver, British Columbia. It's one of my favorite streets, actually. I grew up in Vancouver, BC, actually Richmond, but in British Columbia. And I always loved Granville Street. It's pretty gritty. There's a lot of characters on it. And again, I did put a little bit of editing into this photograph. I used a body morphing app. And if you can see this guy compared to this woman over here, how broad his shoulders are. I used the body morphing app to puff out his shoulders, and it just gave me this character that I call Blockman. And the photo is called Blockman 4040. It's not titled here, but that's what I call it, just because you wouldn't really know. Like, you have to get a second look. And I just really enjoyed that. And I got the Vogue Theater here with the artists coming in and everything, and I just thought this was a really nice red strip across the front. The Vogue, great name, great street. A lot of photos taken on that street. Second, these are both taken in Bangkok. Bangkok is a wild city. There are lots of back alleys and pretty gritty places that you can go exploring. And this one, I just found a tube light in a hallway. I really, really like the electrical, I guess, tubing up to the tube light. And if you just think of like a tube light in an office. This is the kind of tube light it was. And then somebody bagged it and, black taped it and had this pink filter. It's fantastic. And the way it illuminated the room is really nice. I really like this type of shading and this type of color. So um, yeah, I added this right away. I think this is fantastic. And one thing I do with my photos is I try and create a story as I go through. So as I got into making more publications, I was able to create more of a storyline and a more narrative and a more feel from the beginning to the end of the publication. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. A lot of it doesn't make sense. A lot of it is just making it up as I go. Like that's what I do. I create and I create content, but sometimes I like to have coherency in it. So you might see, a little bit of unity between the photos, and that's what I'm trying to do here, right? There's a lot we can explore. This duct tape booth, again, in Bangkok, it was a exotic dance club that was completely empty in the middle of the day, but the door was open, and I walked in and I said, can I please just take some photos here? And I guess the madam thought I was, thought I was messing with her, but I was like, no, I'm gonna pay you. So I paid her money to take pictures until she kicked me out. And as she as she was kicking me out, I just kept snapping and snapping and snapping. And it wasn't the women that were, you know, getting me interested in the space. It was the space itself, like the duct tape booths. And if anybody following or knows my work, I love duct tape. I love gaff tape. I love all types of tape. You can see here, I like the black tape on the tube light. Here you go. I like the tape on the booths. The ashtray is fantastic. These lights in the back between the curtains are phenomenal. Just the curtains themselves. Like, this is a really, really amazing booth. I don't know where it is. I wouldn't be able to find it again, but that's what you do. You walk endlessly and you just cover what you see. That's what I do, right? So, next page. This escalator, I'm not sure where this is actually. But, someone spray painted the X, and like I told you, I like to tell a story. So we have this tube light with the tape and the X into the escalator with the X. This is something that caught my eye, how lucky I am to be walking up an escalator where, it's always revolving, and I just get this spray painted X. It's fantastic. The studded heel, I believe this was in a secondhand store, probably like a Value Village or something, but I just took it down from off the shelf and I just saw the studs around it. It's, danger, luxury, the black and the red, like what great colors. And you can see the coherence through the photos. And then I just stuck it on this marble ground and I didn't even see the metal racking, but it just gave a little, shine to the photo, which I thought was great. Big Maine. Great guy. Owns a boot store downtown Vancouver. Something I just realized is I guess I flipped the photo, and if you can see, like the writing is backwards, so I must have flipped this photo for some reason and didn't even understand that the writing's backwards. But I painted the red on his face because I have a series called the Red Square series, and it's about censorship and it's about photos in public. And it was part of this series, but I added it into this publication just because it was such a strong photo. I really, really like this one. I'm just going to add some more light here so maybe we can see a bit better. I really, really like this photo. I think it gave a lot of just power. His stance. He's confident. He's standing at his shop, and he's happy to be there. He's ready to take the photo. Great photo. The boots on the side. The boot he's holding. The red all around his shirt. Just a great photo to take that day. New York City. I know where this is. New York is... Every corner is like its own freaking gallery. It's incredible. Just, I couldn't have asked for a better setup. You have the deteriorating paint that silver getting brushed off with the red behind it, the red undertones, the shoes. Even just the sidewalk has so much character to it. The gum, the paint, the little chair, discarded chair, the TV. It's not even vertical. It's leaning to the side for some reason. Just fantastic. The gate. And again, red, right? You can see the red. You can see like a wave of red between these two photos. And then obviously the one before was the heel. And then you have the boot. Then you have the shoes. And then you move on from the TV. And there you go. You have a cracked phone. Again, this is Bangkok. Bangkok nightlife is just 24/7. You could just walk around everywhere. I just found this cracked screen in the middle of a nightclub. Hilarious. I asked this woman if I could take a picture of her screen, and she's looking at the screen, showing it to me, and like kind of wondering why, but it was cracked everywhere. But I guess she was taking a photo of something, of the club in the background, so I got this great light on the screen itself, which was awesome. The tattoos in Bangkok are something else. You can see behind the hair here, there's this big like butterfly type of thing, and this, I'm not even really sure what this is, but yeah, a lot of people tattooed in Bangkok. There's a whole tattoo culture there, and I just think in the dark in a lot of places it's really great to take pictures of these things, especially the people in Bangkok have such distinct features, like long black hair across the skin with dark ink tattoo. It really creates an interesting setting for a flash photo. These are all flash most of the time as well, right? I thought this was great. This is again Bangkok, like this American tote bag on the barbed wire fence. The reason why barbed wire is there is to stop people from loitering. People like to hang out there. These are more like red light areas, so business owners don't want people of the night hanging out front of their store. And someone left this bag there, and I think this bag belonged to somebody, if I'm not mistaken, like a person of the night, and they just had it there, and I just had to take a picture. American flag, and it's just so relevant into what's happening today. This is incredible with the barbed wire. This is Lisbon. I have a friend of mine who throws parties in Lisbon. He's quite well known, electronic music parties, and he's known for throwing parties in places that usually don't have the electronic music events at them. He's very talented, actually. His name is Luis Baptista. He goes by the DJ name of Nox, N like a Nancy, O X, and his company's named Fuse LX in Lisbon. If you're ever in Lisbon, check it out. Amazing parties. And I was going to meet him, and I was just taking pictures of the crowd, and these two were just going at it, and the people walking behind them trying to get by while these people are just enjoying the music. Look, you just be who you want to be. No one's judging you. Not at those parties. I think this may be Seoul or Bangkok. I'm not sure, but it's funny because I took a picture of this shirt. Again, Red Square Series, right? If you want to see Red Square Series, go to Cigcola.com. Go to Museum Works, and you'll have Red Square Digital and Red Square Physical. Digital, it means I put a bar across their eyes or a body part with a device, and physical means I painted it by hand. And this is Blackpink. I didn't know who Blackpink was until somebody told me. They're like, this is like the most famous group of all time in Korea. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I just thought this shirt was great. To me, I always thought it was a hand with spikes, but it's not. It's just the background. And I just really liked the shirt. I really liked the typography of it, and it was like a shirt that I would like to make. And I just took a photo of it, put this on there, and moving on. This was a mannequin head, again in Bangkok, and they just have mannequins everywhere because there's a lot of clothes being sold, and it was just kind of wrapped in this plastic, if you can see the faint plastic shell. And I took a picture of it, but the flash was so strong and it was so dark that I guess it doesn't really look like that. But you can see there's like a hair piece over here, and what are these Crocs in the background? You know, and look at this. Look at this tapestry, like this pattern in the silk, it looks like, over a pole. The basket in the back. By the way, this is on Cigcola.com. I'll find you under publications. I'll find you and I'll kill you Vol.III. If you want to take a closer look at these, that's where you can find it. I'm just going through a read through here, but this basket in the background is great. I didn't even notice that before. Awesome. More mannequin heads. I have no idea where this is. Maybe London, maybe Vancouver. I'm not really sure. But, you know, it's just 3 rows of mannequin heads. It was just calling for a picture, and that's all. That's all it was. And again, you know, telling a story. You have mannequin heads, then you have headless mannequins. And this is of course in Thailand, Bangkok. You can see the writing here, the Thai writing, and I thought this was amazing. Like all blank mannequins, all in different dresses, all in different strap backs, and all this kind of stuff with the globe in the middle and the lighting. And this was just on some random road, this shopping district road. I don't even know where I was. It was great. This might be Vegas, or it might be Vegas. I'm really not sure. I don't know, but you know, talking about the storyline, this is London. I'd never seen anything like this before. This creature was sitting at a bar in the kind of Chinatown area, and I just walked by. I'm like, I need to take a picture, and the creature posed for me. You know, gave me the. In England, that means, you know, fuck you, but I guess this is peace. And you could just see the lips here, and this sequin outfit, and the top, and just the hoop earrings and the big braid coming down. Like, I always wonder what this person is seeing as everyone looks at them, and them knowing that their face is actually covered. You know, they're the ones looking at everybody else while they look at them, and I can't see their eyes. I don't know. I can't read. It's all in the eyes, right? So great come across on that one. This is London. I just stopped this man. He had a briefcase in one hand and a shopping bag, or are they 2 shopping bags? But he just looked, you know, he just looked like a great photo op, and I took it. I think this is Piccadilly Circus, Oxford. I see a bus in Oxford. I think Piccadilly. I think so, because of the statue in the middle. I don't really know. Great city though. London's amazing. I thought this was really great. And here we go. This is from Jordan, Amman, Jordan. I was there for a friend's wedding, and I just went out, as I do, exploring. And I really like posters that have been torn down off of walls. They leave a lot of residue, and they leave a lot to the imagination. Like, where's the rest of this? What's going on here, right? I want to know the rest of the story. Was it an ad? Is it a hair salon? Is it food? Is it nails? Is it just a photo? We won't know. Is it a movie poster? We don't know, right? So I really, really like this aesthetic. The smoke cloud. I believe this is either New York City, where you have those pylons with the smoke coming out of it, but in the day, I don't know if it would have to be really, really heavy smoke, which exists, or it's Dubai. I once saw a big fire in Dubai, and it was like a thick fire, and telling by the darkness of the smoke, I think it might have been that. I'm not really sure. This is, I think this is Bangkok. I can't really make this out right here, the sign with the writing, but I loved the chain and just the power ring haircut. Like, great head, great head on this guy. Great dome. Look at that thing. Solid, like a melon. Amazing. Tape and broken glass is something I love to take photos. Tape, broken glass, graffiti, dilapidated buildings, you know, do-it-yourself fix-ups. I love that. I love that aesthetic. I always have, and if you go to my website, you'll see that I actually do a lot of this stuff. I just created an entire new publication called Street Sense that's all about this stuff, and it's great. If you have a chance, and if you've made it this far, listening to me this long, you should check it out because it's great. But the tape, like, people use different tape. You know, they use duct tape, cloth tape, packing tape, scotch tape, whatever tape they have on hand to do it yourself and fix these quick fixes of, what is this, a door? I guess this is the door, the other side of the door, and you can see there's a sign or cardboard behind it, like really faintly. There's some writing and a little box there, so I think that's cardboard. But fantastic. And then the blinds, and I don't know what's going on here with this blind that's kind of messed up, but this is really great. And the tape, that it's never like a cut job when it's a do-it-yourself. There's always tape running off to the side, or they don't know where to attach it to, or they go over it. Like, look at this little break over here, because what is that, a hinge or a lock or something right there? So they taped around it, and then this one little piece of tape behind it. Fantastic, just great. So yeah, which I should get a plastic, and maybe it could be kind of cool one day. Maybe I'll do it for another one. I'll just like annotate it, the latch, something like that. But how would I? Yeah, I need to wipe it. Maybe a marker. I'll think about that for next time. I'll get better at streaming and doing whatever and explaining just what the hell I do, because one day I'm sure at the tape modern they're going to be asking me about what the hell is going on in this photo. Love this photo. Nobody knows. The dog. If you take a look at the dog, I used one of the body morphing apps on the dog, and the dog was actually this big dog, like big bodied dog. And what I did is I just turned it into a skinny, like Salvador Dali like, and I called it Salvo Dog. This one's called Do It Yourself, yeah. And again, I don't want to get into too much. We already talked about this photo, but the brown and the brown and the brown, and if you turn it, like this way, you just get the two ways, like the L shape, and just the lines of the railings and the lines of the blinds here. Like, I really put in a lot of time to make sure that there's a story, because that's what I want, right? Good publications take you through a journey. But this dog, I really spent a lot of time just working on the body, working on the head, and turning it into a creature, not a dog anymore. It's like an alien Salvador Dali looking thing. And I really like this photo. It's one of my favorites. A lot of people don't understand or notice that there's a guy smoking here and looking at that dog as well. So I got his back. And there's a woman here actually too. I just noticed her as well. I think she's the one smoking. Yeah, it's a cigarette in her hand, and they're both he's staring at the dog, and she's standing with them. This is Yaletown, Vancouver. Great restaurant in the back. There's a little TV here. The light fixtures are fantastic. This guy moving at quick speed, and little graffiti tag in here, and the planters is great with the stairs. I really like this photo. Actually, I'm going to print this out one day. I think this was Korea. I called it the House of God because it reminded me of the Kaaba in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, where the Muslims go to pray, and it just reminded me of an inverse one. Like, sometimes in Photoshop, when you inverse a photo, the Kaaba's black and this one's white, and I just really liked the framing of it, the window and the door, and this is quite big. It's black all around it, so you can't really tell, or you can't really see. I don't really know what's going in the back here. I don't really know where this is taken. There's a little sign here, but I can't make it out. But yeah, House of God, and then just the textures in the wrapping of this structure, right? So great. Silver gold souk, Dubai, great part of the world. Just tons of jewelry, and there was this one vendor who had just sprayed a whole bunch of silver across a table, for sale, and I just grabbed a picture of it. It's just great, and I stamped 925, 900, 800. I find stamps on real silver sometimes. Got some Sharpie on my mags. Doesn't matter. I have tons of them. And just great. In the black over here with the black, and then the silver and the white. Like great, just a great storyline here going on. This was Vancouver, BC, with a good friend of mine taking the sea bus. It's like a transport ferry that takes you from one coast to the other. Quick ride. And I saw this guy wearing this like velvet do-rag with this jacket on and the silver sleeves and the jean and the blue door. And I'm like, hey, can I take this picture of you? And he's like, yeah. And he turned around, he was Vietnamese. And I was like, I didn't expect that. Amazing. And he was cool with it. He actually liked it. Some people like when you take their photo. Like this person dressed up like this, and I don't want to assume, but asking to take their photo is a compliment. It's like, hey, I noticed your attire. It's great. Can I capture this moment in time? And I think there should be more of that. I'd like to look back on this time in 20, 30, 40 years and just look at this. Hopefully I'll still be doing this by then, but it's like chapters as you go on in life, right? Towel service. This was a photo I took from the top of a rooftop in Bangkok, and I just thought it was very simple. I just thought the people in the towels were hilarious, and just the way this building is with this like decrepit kind of awning rooftop, like it gets noticeably worse back there, and then you have the blue of the pool, and then kind of sunny up here with the satellite dishes. And then you have this fence, which is incredible. It reminds me of Jurassic Park, but for tourists. Both of these are Bangkok, and those markets again. Again, plastic covered items has been a theme of some of the things I was looking to shoot there, just because there was a lot of it, and this like teddy bear, and I named it "I'll Find You and I'll Kill You." And if you know my work well, you'll know that there are other. There's another cover with a pink teddy bear holding a gun. That's "I'll Find You and I'll Kill You 1, the very first volume I made. So this was kind of cool seeing that come back. It was like full circle. I don't know what's in the back here. That's cool. Just good texture in the back over there. The plastic over the head and the ear is great. This little silver sliver of light. And then just so much going on in here. I love dumpsters and chains and fences and bags and mannequins and signs and lights and rafters and this fence falling and this little blue push cart with the broken sign in it. It's everything I want in a photo. Oh my God, the arrow. It's just perfect. I have no explanation, no words. Oh man. Times Square is it's a different zone. It is a different beast. This is the same block on the same day at the same time of night. You can see the Old Navy here and the Old Navy there. You have a Lamborghini getting a ticket, and then you have this guy that says, "Be wise and repent. The time is fulfilled. The end is at hand." You know the jokes where it's like the person who's saying the end of the world is coming? That's him. And this guy is, every time I'm in New York, this guy's there on a microphone just yelling that the world is going to end. And then you have this Lambo getting a ticket. Right? It's just fantastic. Times Square is full of lights, and there's just structures everywhere and people everywhere, and they're all looking one way or the other in a rickshaw and another car, and the taxis are great, and it's just fantastic. Just so good. Great part of the world. I get FOMO when I'm in New York and I come back to wherever I'm staying. I have to stay for an hour and then go back out again. I get no sleep in New York because I have to be out. I have to be out taking photos. I have to be out doing something there because I just literally feel like I'm missing out on everything that's going on. It's impossible to capture, but that's the feeling I get. This is interesting. I went to go get some photos developed, and it seems that whoever developed the photo, there were like the camera was getting stuck, and maybe they double exposed it, because this is a subway train. You can see the people standing in the subway holding on to the subway, and then you have this cross in the middle of this bright red light. This is Korea, South Korea, Seoul, and there's this bright light. The churches are sometimes illuminated this bright red light, and I thought that was really powerful, and I took a photo, and then it just double exposed itself to put the cross in the middle of this train. And I just thought that was really strong. I called it Sunday Mass because, people going to church. Wow, it's so clever. And I just thought this was really great. And then obviously, again, with the storytelling, this is also South Korea. This guy, just like the world is ending, we have this man over here with the cross in his hand, and he's preaching on the corner. You have this bike man with all these bags on the bike, and this person holding the bag, and a cafe deli in the back with the curtains are great, half mast curtains. Just an all around good photo, strong photo. I think we're nearing the end here. This is some of the best graffiti I've ever seen. 1-800-VIOLENCE at the top of a building. VHS over here. This is a big tag in New York. I haven't seen 1-800-VIOLENCE, but VHS I've seen a lot. And a lot of people don't like the names, like these types of names. I like it. Repetition is sexy. Repetition is attractive, and I appreciate repetition in graffiti. And being able to get up to this building and climb this goddamn water tower over however you got here, up here, and I was just lucky enough to take it from the fence. I think this is off the Manhattan Bridge, onto this building. I really, really like this photo. I really like this tag. I like both of them. 1-800-VIOLENCE is amazing. I'm jealous that somebody else came up with that and I didn't. Called this one Brown Syrup. There's not much to explain here. This is Vancouver. The downtown east side is a living hell. I can only imagine what somebody did. This is a needle, obviously, and we have a massive drug problem in Vancouver. It's worse than a problem, but it's there, and it's angry, and it's loud, and it's rude, and it's gritty and gross, and it's a tough scene for a lot of people, but it's part of my downtown. It's a lot of where I used to go and buy video games from pawn shops. There used to be a street full of pawn shops, so it means a lot to me. And I go down there a lot because things change, things evolve, and I don't think it'll look like that forever. And I'm just documenting some things that I see, and I can only imagine what the person who stuck this needle in the tree was feeling at the time they did it. The last page, this has gotten me a little bit of notoriety, is that my return address for the past few years has been the KFC on East 14th. And this KFC, I can't even imagine how many magazines, t-shirts, garments, letters, things that I've sent out have arrived at this KFC. And this is a picture from Google Maps, actually. Sometimes I use my last photo as a Google Maps. It's okay to cheat sometimes. And it's just a great Google Maps photo. The guy with the luggage across the street. Again, New York City style, holding hands. This woman off the crosswalk. You gotta love it. The cart in the front. And KFC. So one day I will go back to New York. It's only been a couple years, and I'll go to this KFC and I'll ask them if they have any of my mail. And these are the cities I shot in: New York, London, Dubai, Vancouver, Lisbon, Bangkok, and Seoul. And I might be missing one or two, but I can't remember. And there you go. I finish it the same way I started, with the back cover. And that's it. That's I'll Find You and I'll Kill You, Vol.III. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'm gonna look to do more and optimize my setup so that these can be deciphered and broken apart, and hopefully one day looked upon with as much appreciation as I have, being able to take it, capture it, and explain it. Thank you.